election and membership meeting, and today, to get started, I'd like to introduce our board president, Katniel Garcia.
Thank you, Brian. That's very awesome of you to introduce me. Brian is also part of our board and has been hard at work helping us get through this last year, which has been lots of ups and downs. Like Brian said, my name is Katniel Garcia. I am your board chair of the KBOO Foundation, which is the foundation that supports our lovely gem of a radio station, KBOO 90.7 FM, and of course we have translators all over as well. It has been a huge honor to serve as your board chair this year for KBOO Community Radio. Over the last few years, we've been through a lot of ups and downs. The pandemic was extremely difficult to get through, and we've had ongoing social unrest that's been opening a lot of folks' eyes, very important social unrest, but also bringing a lot of hardship, a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings, and a lot of necessary change. We've also seen forest fires like we've never seen before, driven by our climate changing, sadly, for a hotter and drier climate. So these are a lot of things that we never thought we would see, we did not see coming, and somehow with the support of all you out there and the support of all the hardworking staff and management and your hardworking volunteer board, we've made it through it, and I'm really, really proud to be here today, standing up, able to say that we made it, we're doing great, we're out of the red, and we're looking for a really hopeful future for KBOO, and excited to be introducing to you some folks that want to join the board, and hopefully we'll get your vote to join the board. Also some bylaw changes, which you'll see on your ballot and also on the website when you go to vote today. So, like I said, our radio station, has been through a lot, but we've been a consistent place where you can hear news, views, and music that you can't hear anywhere else in Portland. We've been here for over 50 years, and that's really, really incredible. While a lot of radio stations and nonprofits that are member-driven have seen a huge decrease in membership, we've actually seen a very steady, solid, dedicated, loyal membership. And I really want to give a huge shout out and thank you to all of our sustaining members out there, because we're unlike any other nonprofit right now that's member-driven, where we still have over 4,000 plus members. That's a huge deal that you all stayed with us through this time. So thank you so much for this. This year we wanted to focus on our activism. We wanted to celebrate our community, our commitment to community and to justice, social justice in particular. We're also excited to still be dedicated with our dedication to democracy. We're still dedicated to that. And we're really excited to bring another year of KBOO programming to you, despite all these challenges of COVID-19, because that pandemic is not over yet, right? And so even though we're still in that pandemic, we want to continue to support management in their goal of keeping KBOO safe and finding ways to thrive, even though we have a lot of difficulties in front of us. I'm really thrilled to welcome the membership to vote for our new candidate members, but first I want to give you just a little state of the station address and let you know what's been going on over this last year. So first of all, I have to, and I would be remiss to not mention the hard work of our staff and our management. We've had, like I said, it's a difficult year, but I cannot believe the dedication and strength and loyalty that our staff have shown and our management have shown. It is incredible to hear the stories of folks thriving and surviving through this time. It's been incredibly difficult. The fact that we all got out of bed and continue to work for KBOO is a really important thing, and everyone who's done even 15 minutes of work for KBOO deserves a pat on the back, because that's a big deal at this time in our history as a global community, right? So I want to let you know some highlights. So for engineering, we were able this year to update equipment that was sorely needed to be updated for years that we've been waiting to do. For our facility, we were able to start the process of restoring and replacing a really old HVAC. And those of you who are veteran members, you know how old that building is at KBOO. So from the 1970s till now, it's needed some help. So I want to give a round of applause for that, because we were able to do that under budget. Our volunteer coordinator has been helping transition to a more integrated system of tracking all of our volunteer hours, all the hard-working hours that you all do and what you like to do, and integrating it into a new system that's going to be easier, not only for volunteers to use, but also for all of the staff to integrate into their work at the station. Fundraising incredible. We have surpassed every single fundraising goal that we have had. We also had multiple t-shirt campaigns that have been successful. Again, volunteers, members, this is all thanks to you, staff, this is all thanks to you, management, this is all thanks to you. And your board is so happy, and your board chair is so happy and proud that you're working so hard to keep this amazing station alive. Development and underwriting. We've been struggling finding a development director for a while, but I'm really excited that our management has been trying to think outside the box, looking at local contracts to see what we can do in the interim while we are waiting for a development director. So this is my ask to you all. If you know a development director out there that wants to help this station continue to be amazing and live on into the future and beyond, please get a hold of us and we will talk more about that. Membership wise, like I said, we have 4,000 plus members. This is incredible. While all these other member-driven organizations are floundering and they don't know what to do, all you members kept on giving, you kept on supporting. And I think that's because you appreciate what we do, you appreciate what we're bringing to you. I also cannot forget to thank all the volunteer programmers. I also have been programming over the COVID pandemic, and it's so much more difficult than going into the station live. I don't know if the folks that are listening right now know how long it takes to edit a show in your own home remotely, but for me, and I have a technical background, but for me, it takes about 16 hours for a 3-hour show. This is a lot more time than showing up at the station, getting your records set up and like going live and then closing up and going home. So it's a lot more additional time and work and energy. And I really appreciate all those volunteer programmers that kept us on the air all through the pandemic up until even now. So thank you, volunteer programmers. I see you. I know that you're working hard to bring this stuff to the air. Okay. So the board right now has spent over 500 hours collectively working hard this year to do all kinds of things, from attending our board meetings to doing professional development to check signing, administration, overseeing our accounts, succession planning, grant work, fundraising, like the BAMF event, as well as producing individual shows and programming. So I really want to give a big thank you to all my board. Thank you for supporting me, making me feel like I belong here as a leader in this organization, and working your butts off for free, you wonderful volunteers, you. So we have an amazing gem of a radio station, and it's time for us to come together, say farewell to our beloved KBOO board members who are leaving at the end of their term, and also welcome the new KBOO board members to add their choices and their ideas to what we're going to do this next iteration of our board. Thank you all for being here, and I probably forgot to say something, but I'll see you throughout the rest of this program, and without further ado, we can move on to the next act. Thank you. Oh, I guess I should introduce them. Just 1 second. Let me check my notes. Because I believe we had a change of programming. Is that
yes? So
right?
next up is our board candidates.
All right. So next up, we're going to hear from our board candidates. So I'm excited to come up onto the stage. First, I believe we have.
Brian,
I could be for Todd Kimball.
Oh, all right. Brian's going to read for Todd Kimball, one of the candidates that is applying to be on your board. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Kathy. Todd Kimball is someone I recruited for the board. I've known for probably a decade now. And I'm going to read Todd's statement. He couldn't be here today because he's on a trip doing something down in Arizona. I've had the experience of advocating for myself and others my entire life. I was born 3 months premature and diagnosed with cerebral palsy. My parents were staunch advocates, and I became an effective advocate myself. I was one of the first people with a disability mainstreamed in California public schools. I went on to earn a BS in finance and an MBA. I want to use my business and organizational skills to benefit others as well as society as a whole. I've had experience with 2 media entities which empowered underrepresented populations. In the mid-90s, I co-founded On a Roll, a radio talk show on disability issues. The organization and broadcast originated in Phoenix and expanded to 46 cities around the country within 5 years. The primary thing I learned from that experience was that when you collaborate with subject area experts and you mobilize communities, you can solve any problem. In 2010, I founded the nonprofit United by Media, aka Mainstreamed Media. This organization empowered people with developmental disabilities with a media voice and a platform for community involvement. People with developmental disabilities acquired press passes to attend educational and cultural events that they were interested in. Then they would go back and interview the celebrities. Our reporters interviewed Ken Griffey Jr., Louis Black, and many more. What I learned from this process was that when you give a disadvantaged population opportunities that they've never had before, they will often rise to the occasion and achieve things you never thought possible. I have been a Portland resident for 20 years. I left Phoenix to come here because I was concerned by the attitude in Phoenix about 9/11. Portland seemed to have a nonviolent, thoughtful approach about 9/11 that I didn't see from other places in the US. I am a member of a number of community organizations, including Toastmasters and City Club. I know how to bring people together and make society better by being inclusive. I love that Portland strives to be an inclusive place for people and ideas. I believe that KBOO does an outstanding job of including underrepresented people in the media with the hope of affecting change. I look forward to joining the KBOO board and furthering this idea. And this is Todd Kimball's statement for his board candidacy. And that next is, and I forgot her name. Ashley. Ashley's running for the board. She's a new board candidate. Here she is.
Ow. Hello, I'm scared. Okay. So I'm learning a lot. So, yeah. Please, yeah. Okay. So for a long time, I have been trying to challenge racist, sexist, and classist institutions from within, whether by discussing issues with my university's dean and staff or working in publicly traded housing while arguing for lower rent or publicly traded healthcare to make sure nurses were treated fairly. In high school, I even started a petition to stop a teacher from getting fired. We had just learned about the Communist Manifesto and student protests in her class, and what I learned in her class is what sparked my activism. I have been going to protests since my freshman year of college, speaking to CEOs of companies, and I was working at about how to change things, and none of that was working. During summer of 2020, I finally reached the understanding that I couldn't change these systems from within. However, I am confident working in both corporate and academic environments, and my superiors gave me skills to practice advocacy and communication with executives, even if we share different goals, like theirs being money and mine being justice. In professional settings, my greatest strength is my ability to take on an observer role for a while, and then collecting information. I need to come up with the ideas to bring to the table after analyzing the issues and taking note of the dynamics. Thinking of many possibilities with different approaches and calculating different ways to execute the task at hand before making assumptions or getting upset has helped me manage my frustrations with the system while in it. Really, that really only works in an office setting for me. But then I end up getting into, I moved to Portland because of the large number of people to progress our world. I've been to protests and to conferences with many activists, and I've noticed that communities I have been a part of in the past, most of them in academia, have not gotten much done. I appreciate the activist community in Portland that Portland has and the results that this city gets, like free daycare, saving the Red House on Mississippi, providing free fridges, and much more, which is far more than even activists at UC Berkeley, UCLA, and other UC graduates I have followed have accomplished. Those results, oftentimes not progressive enough, are exactly what I protested when we attended those conferences together. Those who thought of themselves as leaders were too focused on their egos to ever listen to the ideas of the more marginalized peers. I would listen to ideas of ideas, the less popular people had, and I witnessed their communities ignore them. Fast forward 10 years, and the popular activists in academia still have not rendered many results in change. It's time that marginalized people have equitable representation. And I think at the end of this, I would like a seat at this table. But really, I think that this is going to be a learning experience for me to just listen and learn and grow. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashley. Next up will be our final candidate. It's Charles Chambry. So Charles, come on up.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Hello. Hello. Very nice. I'm so excited to be here. My name is Charles Chambry, Prince Charles. I'm so excited to be here to be a candidate for KBOO Radio. I am a trainer, host on TV and also radio. And I am the former president over TV Toastmasters. We presided over 4 locations in the Portland metro area. I served as the president and over the board. I also am the current superintendent over a nonprofit called Sharon, where I serve as one of the hosts for that particular board. I train and I coach people across the country on topics as far as civil rights, equity, and I'm so excited to be able to enhance or maybe provide value to the KBOO listeners and also this organization. My motto, my business statement is to provide value to content and relationships. Again, let me say that again, is to provide value to content and relationships. So hopefully, as I get on the board, I can provide value as it relates to the content, the programming that is on KBOO Radio with my background. Hopefully I can provide, again, that insight necessary in order to provide change. As it relates to content and relationships, I hope to enhance, to support, to encourage the listeners, as well as the members and those that are on the board. I'm so excited, so ecstatic to be a member, to be even considered on the board for KBOO Radio. Thank you again.
Thank you so much to the candidates that were able to make it today, and for the candidate that's not here, thank you for putting yourself in the running for the election. Thank you, Charles Chambry. Thank you, Ashley Matthews, and thank you, Todd Kimball. So again, if you are wanting to vote, if you haven't cast your vote yet, members, you can go to www.kboo.fm/vote and cast your votes now. We're gonna have some entertainment coming up for you, but while you're voting, you can head on over to the donate page by clicking donate on the top right of our webpage and go ahead and donate to our fall drive right now, Sounds of Democracy. And next, I'd like to introduce our fabulous musical guest. This is gonna be Larissa Birdseye singing some lovely, lovely musical tunes for you all. Thank you very much. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you guys. All right, that's showbiz, baby. Just kidding. My name is Larissa Birdseye, and I'm really happy to be here. I've been lucky enough to perform at KBOO and do stuff at KBOO for the last couple of years, so I really appreciate what you guys do for the community and for artists here in Portland. I wrote this song last winter and just put it out on Spotify. It's called Shame. Is the guitar? How do we feel about cussing? I kind of forgot to ask. Are we allowed to cuss? No? Okay, I will self-edit then.
FCC rules.
Baby, I'm so tired of the ways in which I feel so thrown away. I cannot stand the things you say, I mean it. What should I say? You said, 'cause boy, I treat you like you dead. You cut a hole inside my head and I can't stop the bleeding. You could make or break me. Look at what you made me. What if I followed you all the way down? Guess I was mistaken. Couple more years wasted. All that's left to say is, honey, what a shame, shame, shame. Honey, isn't it a shame, shame? Say, honey, isn't it? Kept me like a secret, like a promise I believed in the devil's in the details, but I never got it. Treat me like I'm nothing, and I promise I can run it. It's like something must be broken in me, I can't stop it. You can make or break me. Look at what you made me. What if I followed you all the way down? Boy, you got me shaking. Down to my foundation. All that's left to say is, honey, what a shame, shame, shame. Honey, isn't it a shame, shame, shame? Honey, isn't it? He'll just be somebody that I used to know. That I used to know. You're the fantasy I never get told. Oh, no, you never hold. Everything I gave you just walked away, taking my own way. Tell me now, do you feel ashamed? Can I just be somebody that you used to know? No, no, and isn't it a shame? Shame, shame, isn't it a shame, shame, shame? Everything I gave you just walked away, taking my own way. Do you feel ashamed? Honey, it's a tell me, do you feel ashamed? Now you're just somebody that I used to know. It's a shame. Honey, isn't it a shame? Oh, honey, isn't it Thank you so much. Are we okay to play covers? I'm just, yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Sometimes there are like different rules, you know. For everyone at home and anyone here, if you want to sing along to this, especially in the chorus. This is one of my favorite Fleetwood Mac songs. Where you go, can you see you want your freedom? Where will I keep you down? It's only right you should play the way you feel. But listen carefully to the sound of your loneliness, like a heartbeat drives you mad. In the stillness of remembering what you had and what you lost and what you had and what you lost. Oh, the thunder only happens when it's raining. Players only love you and they're playing. Yeah, I said women, they will come and they will go. wishes you please, you know. That harmony out there is beautiful. Well, here I go, and I see my crystal visions. I keep my visions to myself. It's only me who wants to wrap around your dreams and have you any dreams you like to sell. Dreams of loneliness like a heartbeat ties you back. In the stillness of remembering what you had and what you lost. And what you had and what you lost. What would thunder on the mountains when it's raining? Players only love you when they're playing. I said when they will come and go. When the rain washes you clean, you know, you know, you know, happens when it's raining. Players only love you when they play. I said when they will come and they will go. When the rain washes you clean, you know, you know, you know, you know, you know, you know. It's so nice to be here. It's been a while since I've been at the Clinton Street Theater, and I don't think I've been to this neighborhood in a bit. It's kind of weird to see all the mask signs posted. Sometimes I forget like what we're doing, you know? I'm like, oh, weird, you know? I don't know. It's like I've dreamed this entire thing. I think that's what happens when you spend a lot of time alone.
Yeah.
Like I had this fear that you know, as we were like reintegrating and we were hanging out more, that I was gonna be the only person that didn't get over it, and I was just gonna be like permanently weird. Like I thought everyone was just gonna recover and just be completely normal. And I'm glad to say it seems like everyone is pretty weird now. Pretty weird. I'm not the only one. For a while it was not great. Like I would see people and all I could talk about was meditation, because that's what I did a lot of in quarantine. And I felt like I was like a Jehovah's Witness. I was like, have you heard about you know, my friends and personal savior meditation? They're like, we don't want to hear about this. We are sad. And I was like, that's why I'm meditating. But yeah, now it looks like we're headed to winter and it's weird again. So, all right, I'm gonna play a song about. This is sort of a nice one. It's a love song. I usually write some pretty angry songs, but those usually come chock full of curse words. So we will not do this. It's a song called Beautiful World. I love the way that you kiss me good morning. And I love that you never go to bed, man. I can't believe I'm just been waiting, and with every mistake and the damage we've made, you're still standing beside me, your hand in my hand. So let's do something crazy, something that they won't forget. So let's make a life for me, take me for all that I am. All the worst parts of both of us, all of the lies we can't stand. And forever's an awfully long time, but it feels like a series of moments that pass. Let's make a life of this beautiful world that we have. So let's do something crazy, something that you won't forget. Hey, so let's make a life for we take me for all that I am. Oh, the worst parts of both of us, of the highs we can stand. And forever's an awfully long time, but it feels like a series of moments that pass. Let's make a life of this beautiful world that we are. Now we are.
Can I do one more and then I read? Okay, sweet. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. I can't think of a better way to spend a Sunday afternoon. I hope you all signed up, become members of KBOO. This song might end on a cover. And also, if you know this, sing along too. I feel like I just love it when people sing with me, you know? Just gotta carry the weight. All right. Some people live. Wait, what's people live? Some people live for the fortune. Some people live just for the fame. Some people live for the power. Yeah. Some people live just to play the game. Some people think the physical things define what's within. Oh, I've been there before, but that life's a bar so full of the superficial. Some people want it all, for nothing at all. If it ain't you, baby, if I ain't got you, baby, some fountain. Promises forever young. Some people need a dozen roses, yeah, and that's the only way to prove that you love them. Oh, in the world on a silver platter, and what good would that be? Yeah. No one to share, no one who truly cares for me. Some people want it all, and I'm nothing at all. If it ain't you, baby, if I ain't got you, baby. Some people want diamond rings, sometimes want everything, but everything means nothing if I got you, yeah. Ooh, you, ooh, you, ooh, you, yeah. If I got you. Thank you guys so much. My name is Larissa Birdseye. Have a great rest of Sunday. Stick around, see you soon.
I'm shorter than Larissa Birdseye. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Trusty audio, folks. Ever so grateful. Thank you for volunteering. Appreciate you. Larissa Birdseye, everybody. Let's give another round of applause. That was beautiful. Got me singing. Got me humming. Got me harmonizing. Larissa Birdseye, where can we find you on social media?
Instagram, Spotify, Apple Music.
Larissa Birdseye on Instagram, Spotify, and Apple Music, and all the other socials. All right, look for that one.
Actually, I do have.
All right, we're going to introduce another act here in a second, but I get to talk because I'm the board chair, and that's one of my many rules. So I want to make sure that folks that are members go ahead and get on the website and vote if you haven't voted already. We've got, of course, you're voting for our new candidates for the board, but you're also voting on some bylaw changes. So go ahead and check those out on our website, KBOO.fm/vote to vote. And while you're there, please consider making a donation. We're in our fall drive right now, Sounds of Democracy. You can find the link to donate at the top right-hand corner side of our webpage. Also, I talked a little bit about in the opening statements about how hard of a year this has been for us just due to COVID and all the social unrest and wildfires and climate change. But I forgot to mention another reason why, particularly for this board and for our beautiful radio station, one of the reasons that we had a hard time this year, forgive me for getting emotional, but was because we lost a dear member of our community, Shahid Hamad. And he's been working not only for KBOO, but other community media stations in the area. He's an incredible man, has a huge legacy of doing tons of work in our prison systems for humanity and dignity for prisoners, and also teaching folks about Islam. And basically, like, he did so much work to just humanize people who are Islamic and people who practice the Muslim faith, and that's a huge deal. I know you all are very aware of the prejudice against folks who practice Islam and who are the Muslim faith. So I just want to take a moment of silence for him and his amazing and beautiful legacy. May we all strive to work as hard for KBOO as he did, and by continuing the work that he did, we will keep his memory alive. So if we just take a moment of silence for our dear past friend and comrade, Shahid. If Shahid were here right now, he would tell me to get on with it, and he was a little man anyway, so I'm gonna get on with it. Thank you, Shahid, for everything you've done.
Rest in power, Shahid.
Rest in power, Shahid. He would love this next group, especially because it is holding one of our board members up here. Please, let's get in the spirit of Shahid and be happy and motivated and positive, and let's welcome our next group. This is the Amaranth Family Band. I'm sorry if I slaughtered your name.
We got Michael back there on the bass. He had a show on KBOO for 12 years called Silence for Sore Ears. Sounds for sore ears. Silence, not good on the radio. But as a family band, we're missing one sister here, Melody, who's in Sweden, and she has a show of her own tonight in Sweden, in Stockholm, punk band Vidra. So we wish she was here, and I think we have some folks listening in Sweden too, so. It's okay to join KBOO if you live in another country.
Yes, yes.
Or especially if you live in this one, in this community.
come by here. Oh, if you don't stay long, if you don't stay long, and I'm praying that you come by here. Now it's a meeting time. Oh, it's a meeting time. I said now it's a meeting time. It's a meeting time. Oh, it's a meeting time. I said now it's a meeting time. It's a meeting time. Oh, it's a meeting time. I said now it's a meeting time. It's a meeting time. Oh, it's a meeting time. I said now it's a meeting time.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, so Memphis Swim Song.
You may have lots of money, even diamonds and pearls. You may buy yourself an airplane and fly all over this world. I don't care how great you are, and I don't care what you know. 'Cause when it all ends up, you got to go back to mother. You may own race horses, even own a racetrack. You may have enough money, pretty big, to buy everything you like. I don't care how great you are, and I don't care what you wear. 'Cause when it all ends up, you got to go back to mother. You may be high and happy all the time, never go my way. Other birthday is waiting for you. That's the price you got to pay. I don't care how great you are, and I don't care what you wear. 'Cause when it all ends up, you got to go back to mother. You may have lots of money, even diamonds and pearls.
Garcia and Robert Hunter. Robert Hunter passed away this year, Jerry, a while back. But this was written in the wake of Altamont, and somehow this lyric just came true all over again. I think it's one of their greatest collaborations. Please don't dominate the rap chat if you got nothing new to say. If you please don't back up the track, this train's got to run today. Spend a little time on the mountain, spend a little time on the hill. One man said better run away, other said better stand still. I don't know, but I've been told it's hard to run with the way it goes. And again, I've heard it said it's just as hard with the way it is. Can't deny, it's not just a change of style. One step done and another begun, and I wonder how many miles. Spend a little time on the mountain, spend a little time on the hill. I saw things getting out of hand, but I guess they always will. I don't know, but I've been told in the heat of the sun, a man died of cold. Keep on running, don't you stand and wait. got to give. Oh, this darkness got to give. Oh, this darkness got to give.
Thank you, KBOO, for having us.
Thank you, KBOO.
Yeah, thank you, KBOO.
Everybody sign up.
Sign up, donate, support.
You might mention your band name again.
Well, we're kind of
We're the Almroth family
together
band.
band called the Almroth Family Band.
We're a family and we're members of different bands, but we get together and play. Some are family members, some are extended family members. Yeah, my rhythm section from the Weaver Brothers. I really want to thank everybody for helping out today.
Yeah.
For donating your time.
You hold my hand when you need to let go. I can be your mountain when you're feeling valley. I can be a street light showing you the way. Oh, you hold my hand when you need to let go. I want a house with a crowded table.
Leslie Almroth,
Class
Josh
Almroth.
Dyer, J. Michael Kersey, Klaus Almroth.
Thank you guys. Thank you, everybody who joined KBOO, made a donation, become a member.
I'm just scared every time. Frank Meyer.
That's good. It's local, but it's good. I'll take it. Great ladies.
Yeah.
Great singing. Nice job. Yeah, you can't practice that with brushes on the stair.
Yeah, you need your foot. That's all right.
It's all good.
Yeah, we're gonna do final closure.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I think you used this one before. It's a little sad right now. It's drooping.
Held down.
But you can only bring it down to your level.
Bring it down to my level.
Yes.
I've never been held properly before. That's amazing.
Term's useless.
Thanks. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everybody, for joining us online, at home, across the world. And of course, thank you, everyone here for volunteering to help with this annual election party. It's definitely a little bit different since we are trying to be a little more COVID safe, but I really do appreciate everyone who volunteered, who performed. Thanks again to Larissa Birdseye and to the Almroth family for being here performing. Some talent for us up here to perform. And before I do the closing, I want to remind you, you still have a chance to vote. Please go online to kboo.fm/vote and cast your votes for this year's new board members, as well as voting on our new bylaw changes. It's up to you, so use your voice, use your power as members, and do the vote dance. Go to kboo.fm/vote. And while you're there, please consider donating to our fall drive. It is the Sounds of Democracy. You can just click on the donation button on the top right-hand side of our homepage. So again, we want to make sure that we are answering any questions from the online viewers. And I was given one question that came in, I believe, on our YouTube. There's a question about when we will be announcing the results of this election, including the bylaw changes and your newly elected board members. The votes are being tallied following the close of this show and election party, and scheduled to be announced Tuesday. Before I say my closing remarks, I wanted to make sure that I thank somebody who has really been there for me in the background a lot this year and last year. I would not be able to be the leader and the board chair that I am without this person. They have really helped me through a lot of hard struggles, and when we have a community that is as vibrant and creative and full of brilliant individuals, there is going to be times when those personalities and ideas clash, in not a negative way, but in a way that causes us to have to take a step back and take a deep breath to remember how we're going to include everybody in this giant, amazing family. And somebody who's really helped me stay grounded and see the beauty for what it is our dear Vice President, Ruba Leach. And I really
You guys need to know I was told about this like 2 minutes ago.
I needed to get your enthusiastic consent.
Okay, so this forces me to say a couple of words because, in all honesty, if Cat Meow says they could not be in KBOO without me, then this goes right back to them because I would not be able to keep to keep doing KBOO as well as the other parts in my life with all the unknowns that I came to KBOO with, I would not have been able to actually right now stand and not be panicking while doing this. So Katmia, you are a big part of that too. And if you guys know me, you would know that I try not to speak anything that's not from the heart. So I would not be standing here supporting KBOO, and honestly, in a time that I need every single moment to be focusing on the stuff that are going on in my personal life. So I love Get Me Out, I love KBOO, I love every single board member that is with us and that has parted. I totally believe in KBOO's mission, and hopefully we'll all get to just keep excelling. And thank you, Kenya, but thank you, not thank you, I did not want to. Okay, that's it.
Thank you so much, and you pointed out something again, this is why I love working with you, pointing out something that was actually in my State of the Station address that I forgot to mention, but most importantly, throughout this year, I have seen extreme vulnerability from our staff, from our volunteers, from our board, and I have seen extreme intentionality. And that is not easy. It's extremely difficult, and I'm so proud to see the strength and determination in people to really build a community and not just have transactional experiences. It is incredible, and when it comes down to it, I have witnessed love in the station for ourselves, for each other, and I think that that's something that we can all be very proud of.
Yeah.
So thank you so much again for watching from home, for coming in today and helping with this in person. All of those of you that could make it, thank you to the bands, thank you to the volunteers, and thank you to all of our major donors and friends. Please keep supporting KBOO. Go online, donate kboo.fm, and don't forget to vote.
Thank you,
We'll see you next year.
Everybody can take the stage now.